Very common interview question. VM is performing slowly, how to fix it? Okay. If a VM is performing slowly, what will you check? Very first thing.
We can check the
Drivers.
VM CPU RAM utilization and the VMware tool, so it's a current running state or not.
Yes, we'll start with VMware side, then we'll go to operating system. Okay. Check VMware tool
Okay.
status first. If drivers are outdated, we cannot expect better performance from that VM. VMware tools are made for better performance. Okay. First thing మనం check చేయాల్సింది VMware tools that we know how to check. Select a VM, summary tab, and check VMware tools if it installed or not. If not, recommend them to install first. Then check the host level, or the first VM level, RAM, CPU, usage. Check the VM level, disk latency. Two things. First, VM level, RAM usage, then CPU usage, and the disk latency. These are the three reasons that will cause VM to perform slow. Memory usage, if it is beyond 99% or 90%, that will cause CPU usage, same. Disk latency means reading and writing from a particular data store. It's very slow. Then VM will be obviously performing slow. ఈ VMలో మనం డేటా ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఏదైనా డేటా ప్లేస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తుంటే స్లోగా ఉంది విఎం రెస్పాండింగ్ స్లోలీ. సో అది ఎప్పుడు స్లోగా ఉంటుంది ఈ విఎంలో ఉన్న డేటా రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్స్ డిలే ఉన్నాయనుకోండి స్టోరేజ్ వైజ్. ఇఫ్ యూ సీ virtual machine is stored in this data store. Whatever you are writing inside this machine, if it is delaying, definitely problem with communication with the disk. That's called latency. So now how to check them? RAM usage, CPU usage. Select the machine, monitor, advanced. First, you check real-time value. For CPU usage, percentage is fine. For CPU ki usage percentage chudal. Memory, select memory and real time. This row horizontally 0 to top kada పైన ఉంటే heavily utilized, ఇక్కడ ఉంటే less utilized. సో ఈ టైంలో more than 75, ఇది 0%, ఇది 100%. ఓకే 0%, 100%. సో పైన ఉంటే heavily utilized, more than 75 ఉంటే it's not something good. Okay, it started more than 75%, but it is reduced very less now. We'll consider our D sign. It is very less. We'll check V center. It will be heavy. CPU usage is fine. Memory usage. This one. This is also okay at this stage. Active memory we have to check. Active means how much it is using. Okay. Disk latency. Go to chart options. Or you can see here itself. Disk. Read rate and write late. Okay. Data store. Data store, select data store. Here you can see latency. Read latency and write latency. So the value 6 microseconds. That's very less. It should not be more than 10 milliseconds. Now it came to milliseconds. 7 milliseconds, that's fine. More than 100 milliseconds of latency is bad. More than triple digit is a bad value. And latest చూడాలి maximum minimum ఇది ఎప్పుడో minimum ఉంటుంది ఎప్పుడో maximum ఉంటుంది. So latest is right now value, real time value. Okay, more than triple digit is a bad value. Fine. Read latency and write latency. These are the three values you need to check. Real time. If you want to check for one day also, latency value will not get, but other values, memory and CPU values, you can get for last day also. Latency only real time values. Okay. If memory usage is high or CPU usage is high, okay, If memory usage or CPU usage of the virtual machine is noticed as high, more than 80% ఉందంటే, so check the underlying ESXi host. Summary tab on which ESXi host it is running. It is running on host 1. Click on it, it will take you to that host directly. On host, go to monitor and check host level, sorry, memory or CPU. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఉంది అనుకోండి, like move it to another host. Okay, move it to another host which is having less memory usage. For that, select cluster host tab and you can see which is host is running more memory or CPU here. From 1, move it to 135. Right. If host level usage is high, then demotion to another host. Then wait and check. If data store latency is noticed, if latency is high, so we need to confirm where is the latency. There are 3 possibilities for a latency. Okay. So if latency is observed, so we selected virtual machine and we notice some latency, disk latency. So virtual machine, monitor, advanced, data store, and you see some latency here, abnormal value. Then we need to identify where is the latency, either OS level problem or ESXi level problem or data store level problem. Okay, so there is a possibility of latency. It may happen on guest OS, ESXi host, or data store. So we need to confirm where is that latency first. So for that, first you need to connect to the host using putty session. VM, host, or data store. Data store means storage. Okay. So to confirm that, connect to the ESXi using putty and run the command ESX top is the command to analyze the real-time performance. Sometimes direct question kuda adagachu. How will you analyze the real-time performance of an ESXi using CLI? Simple, ESX top. One just answer, simple ESXi. Open putty 92.168.0.240. So ESX top. In small letters. Okay. So ESX top let, and when you see here, CPU load average. ఇది ఎంత percentage CPU, this value will be 0 to 1, sorry 0 to 100, sorry 0 to 10. ఇక్కడ వాల్యూ 0 to 10 మధ్యలో ఉంటుంది. 0 అంటే చాలా తక్కువ యూసేజ్, 10 అంటే 100% యూటిలైజ్. 0 to 10 వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది. CPU load average you need to check first. It will be between 0 to 10. 10 means high usage, 0 means low usage. Okay, the value will be in between 0 to 10. ఇక్కడ తెలిసిపోతుంది మనం host CPU హెవీగా యూటిలైజ్ అవుతుందా లేదా. Okay, CPU load average with respect to memory ballooning చూడాలి. Even CPU, there is one more value that you need to check. CPU ready value, you need to check. CPU wait value. Memory ballooning. Disk, let's see. Okay, read and write later. Okay, so here load average మనం ఇక్కడ చూస్తాం ఇది 0.04, that's fine. Okay, and see here you can see ready value. AVM కి ready value ఎక్కువ ఉందో చూస్తాం. More than 15 ఉండకూడదు ఇది. More than 15 is a bad performance. Okay, more than 15 ready value is a bad performance. So CPU ready value, what is it? There are multiple VMs, right? ఈ VMs అన్ని ప్రాసెసర్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకుంటాయి. ఆ ప్రాసెసర్ కోర్ మీద there is a processor and there are two processors. So this vCPUs which we have allocated here will be executing from this physical CPU. దీని నుంచి ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ వస్తుంది, like we will be getting multiple instructions to execute from a physical CPU. Here the time they need to wait to execute is called ready value. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ వచ్చింది, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. There are 3 instructions coming to the processor at the same time. First it will be executed, second this one, third this one. అవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవడానికి ఇక్కడ ఎంతసేపు వెయిట్ చేయాలి ఆ ప్రాసెసర్ దగ్గర. ఓకే, దాని CPU రెడీ వాల్యూ అంటారు. The time they have to wait to execute on a physical processor is called ready value. It should not be more than 50, greater than 10 milliseconds or greater than 50 milliseconds is bad performance. Okay. CPU wait ప్రాసెసర్లోకి ఎంటర్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇక్కడ ఎంతసేపు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది ఆ టైంని CPU వెయిట్ అంటారు. స్లైట్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది CPU వెయిట్ వర్సెస్ CPU రెడీ. టెక్నికల్ డెఫినేషన్ కావాలంటే సర్చ్ చేయండి. CPU రెడీ వాల్యూ ప్రాసెసర్లోకి ఎంటర్ అవ్వక ముందర వెయిట్ చేసే టైం. ఇక్కడ వెయిట్ CPU రెడీ అనేది వెయిట్ వాల్యూ. CPU వెయిట్ ఇక్కడ ఎంతసేపు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది ప్రాసెసర్లోకి ఎంటర్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వడానికి పట్టే టైంని CPU వెయిట్ అంటారు. ఇక్కడ ప్రాసెసర్లోకి ఎంటర్ అవ్వక ముందర క్యూలో వెయిట్ చేసే టైంని CPU రెడీ అంటారు. సో డెఫినేషన్ కన్ఫ్యూజింగ్గా ఉంటాయి మీకు. ఓకే, సో నౌ యూ రీడ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్లో చెప్తే మీకు డెఫినెట్గా కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతారని చెప్తాను. రెడీ వాల్యూ అంటే ప్రాసెసర్లోకి ఎంటర్ అవ్వక ముందర వెయిట్ చేసే టైం. ఎంటర్ అయిన తర్వాత ఇక్కడ ఎంతసేపు ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది అనే దాన్ని వెయిట్ అంటారు. Okay, so that's the one. To find technical words for it, you can remember on your own for ready and well. ఎందుకంటే డైరెక్ట్గా sometimes what is CPU ready అనే డైరెక్ట్గా ఇంటర్వ్యూ క్వశ్చన్ ఉంటుంది. Okay. So we understood for CPU, then for memory ballooning. Okay, ballooning here you can see swap file and ballooning. I'm sure which metric it is. It should be V for VMs. Let's see memory. Disk. So from ESX top, we are here, right? Now press letter D on the keyboard. ఇది disk view కి వెళ్తున్నాం. HBA నుంచి storage communication. Here you can see these 3 values are important. D average, this value, D average, K average and G average. So D average ఎక్కువగా ఉంటే స్టోరేజ్ లెవెల్ ఇష్యూ, స్టోరేజ్ లెవెల్ లేటెన్సీ. ఇందాక మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాం కదా ఇక్కడ డేటా స్టోర్ లెవెల్ డేటా. ఇది స్టోరేజ్ టీమ్ వాళ్ళకి ఇన్ఫార్మ్ చేయాలి. లేదా బిఫోర్ దట్ యూ నీడ్ టు ఎస్వి మోషన్ టు అనదర్ డేటా స్టోర్. Okay, even after SVI motion, if it is not reducing, you need to talk to the storage admin. Okay, that's for D average. If D average is abnormal, it's a storage level latency. Okay, SVI motion VM to another data store. If the problem is not resolved, contact storage team. Okay. So next value, K average, ESXi level latency. ESXi level latency, V motion the VM. Another host. ఒక host లో latency ఉంటే ఇంకో host like move చేస్తుంది. Okay. G average, guest OS level latency. We have nothing to do. Ask Windows or Linux team to check it. Windows VM అయితే Windows team. GUEST, guest OS level latency. Inform Windows or Linux team to check. Okay. So performance analysis. Okay. Disk latency. Read or write latency. Fine. So then now you go to guest OS. Step. Ninth, we can verify in the graphic itself. 10. Okay, so if you find any abnormal values, accordingly you need to act. Okay. 11th, log into OS, check the task manager for real-time usage, like task manager. Okay. You can check performance, or sorry, processor. Here you can see, short it out with respect to memory and CPU usage. Who is using more memory or CPU? Which application is it? Okay, based on that, we can add task manager and see which application is using more memory or CPU. You need to base on like restart those applications as needed. Okay, this is the problem. And operating systems here, I never done like performance analysis. I know this has to be checked. And before restarting the application, you need.
We can check the ideal sessions also in case any disconnected sessions is there, na? So the users tab.
Yeah, users.
Yes.
Okay, here you notice, right click and sign out them.
Sign out.
Okay.
So
Ideal.
before sign out, we have to inform to the user So in case the user is not working on that server, then we once can get the confirmation from the user, then we can kill the session or sign. We can do that like that way. In the OS level, we can reduce the.
Yeah. So basically, he's saying like here you can see multiple users and check the status disconnected. If it is like this, actively working. If it is disconnected, it will be clearly disconnected or whatever it is. It will be there. Ping him. His username will be here. With that username in your application chat application, just contact that person. Ask him, can I remove you from sign out you from this computer, whatever. So sign out, like right click and sign out will be there. It's a desktop version showing disconnect. In servers, it will be sign out. Just sign out them. And also other thing here you can see shut out which application is using. Based on that, you need to act. So before that, he said like remove, disconnect the idle users. Sign out idle users. So these are the things you need to check for a VM level performance issues. Any